Alright, well, I'll tell you about that. If you don't want to get involved with the police, don't commit a crime to begin with. That's what all these idiots, they go out there and rob a liquor store or something, and then they wonder why the police are going to go up to them and try to arrest them, like try to put them on the ground. It's because they committed a crime. And like the police, 99% of them, they're not going to do anything except their job. But that 1% is what everybody's saying is the whole, everybody that's a police officer.
That probably has to do with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. I can see their point, but I don't drive as well, and I don't really go out in public all the time. So I've never really faced, I guess you could say, police brutality in Cartersville or Georgia or whatever. But I guess when I started driving, I can see if I can tell if I will experience it or not. But I have seen the videos over the summer with the whole Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, and I thought those were pretty terrible. And I see how the police could have handled that really better instead of someone dying in the end. But I do think there is police brutality in America, but I don't want to say every single cop is 100% against a minority or a Black person or just anyone in general. I would say in some cases they are, or sometimes they're in a bad mood, but I wouldn't blame every single cop as a bad person.
Well, honestly, I feel like a lot of them are blown out of proportion. There is truth behind it, but a lot of times I feel like it is just not as what it seems generally because, a loved one dies, people get real sad and they end up, exaggerating a little bit because they love them.
I think it's pretty sad and it goes a little unnoticed, but I think eventually, sometime soon in the future, it'll die down a little bit and we'll all come back together.
Awesome, that's good.
Well, I don't agree with it. Obviously, it's not really a good thing, but I kind of feel like that they're just zoning in on that for good content at this point because, yes, there's a lot of the police brutality, but not every officer is doing that. So like you said, it's just controversy that gets attention.
Well, my first opinion is that it is pretty bad, and it has been pretty bad for the last couple months or so that it has been going on, but it's kind of sad for me because it just hurts to see that happening kind of all over again, and it's devastating to one side of our society as not it is to some other people, but it just kind of confuses me how a lot of people aren't as jumping towards it than me or some other people because it's a really big issue and it's hurting a lot of people, so I don't understand why it's not a bigger topic, but it's not really as big as it was when it was happening now because people were just oh, this and all the police brutality, but then weeks later it's just nothing. So I just feel like it should be a bigger topic still as it has been.
All right.
I said, before, police brutality, it's something that's real, so it's always police are using excess force on a certain amount of people, and it looks like they're using it on mainly minority groups, which is probably not true, but what you see on the media is just oh, white cop, black guy. You don't really see the roles reversed, and I just think police brutality is for no matter, white cop, black cop, Hispanic, just not so much force is needed. That's how I think.
I think it's a big issue in a way. I've always grown up in a safe environment, so I couldn't say exactly what it really means to me in a way, but I do think it's a big deal, and I think cops sometimes do have a right in some situations, no matter who it is, no matter what your race is. That's their job,
Right.
And if someone's breaking the law, I think it's important to.
I don't think that it's racial at all. I think that the violence is just towards people that are not doing what they're supposed to and acting out, and they deserve to be beat up.
I don't have anything against policemen, so I think people kind of over-exaggerate. I see today, how they have a lot of people saying, Black Lives Matter. I don't really think that they're aiming for them. I think people they take it personal because if I call someone black and they are black, they're gonna be like, oh, you're racist. But I'm just stating the facts. You know, or if I say, oh, you're Hispanic, you know, you are Hispanic. There's nothing racist about that.